Giants have emerged from their strongholds to threaten civilization as never before. Hill giants are stealing all the grain and livestock that they can, while stone giants have been scouring settlements that have been around forever. Fire giants are press-ganging small folk into the desert, while frost giants' long ships have been pillaging along the Sword Coast. Even the elusive cloud giants have been witnessed, their wondrous floating cities appearing above Water's Deep and Boulder's Gate. Where is the storm giant King Hecaton, who is tasked with keeping order among these giants? What the lands of Faerun, the elves and the dwarves, the humans and the halflings, and the gnomes and the dragonborn need right now is a group of heroes to raise and take on this threat and ensure continued peace in the lands. And maybe one day they'll get round to it.
Talk on the streets and taverns of Baldur's Gate has turned to a death curse, a mysterious ailment afflicting anyone who has passed through the doors of death and returned. A wasting disease that seems them sliding back towards the death they once denied. And the doors of death seem to have sealed tightly shut, meaning that nobody can return from beyond them. Temples and scholars are at a loss to explain this mysterious death curse. A dark power grows in the jungles of Chult, a mysterious peninsula far to the south, ringed by mountains and choked by rainforests. The death curse and this dark power seem to be intertwined, and those suffering from the curse seek to bring an end to it. Heroes have been chosen for this task, but they have not returned, and time runs short for those seeking to avoid a second painful death. And so now it seems that it is time for new heroes to rise. Will they succeed where others have failed, or will they be doomed to wander lost in the jungles of Chult forever? Hello and welcome to this final boss fight live stream of Amy Has a Mental Breakdown. Sup, Waffle Man?
Oh, what a start, what a start. Can someone clip this, please? I want to rewatch it at home.
What is happening is that Amy is currently experiencing a mental breakdown because of things that happened just before we went live.
And it's all Sean's fault.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, ow, my chest hurts.
So, John, hot weather today?
Yes, it's not too bad. Basically, right before we went live, Sean was channeling Calderax. And I think that the closest that we could say is Calderax flirted with Amy.
Is there a switch off button for Amy? Because
No. It's just like, you know, it's like when when your phone kind of locks up and you just have to kind of wait for it to just unfreeze itself all right.
yeah, kind of. Yeah. Here we go again.
Stop.
So,
Oh god.
you guys may have seen, you guys may know that in Critical Role, they yelled random things at Matt to try and throw him off of the intro. Apparently you guys are just doing that between the players now.
Yeah.
It's easy to throw the GM off. It's
Okay, Twitch, I'm curious about your clip naming, as apparently the clip for the laughter that just occurred, I assume that's the clip you're sharing, Sean,
Yeah.
is Enthusiastic Horrible Banana Thune Beast.
Yeah.
Well, I'm agreeing with the three first words.
enthusiastic horrible banana.
And apparently Waffle also clipped it.
Hey.
You'll be famous now.
Sorry.
And apparently somebody's watching the clip. Somebody being Sean.
That'll be me.
It's all Sean's fault.
We are here to eventually, at some point, get around to playing some Dungeons and Dragons, probably.
Is that what we're doing? Ah, okay.
We're going to play some D&D for y'all.
I thought we were gonna bake a cake.
That's next week.
Oh god damn it!
Oh.
Oh, Sean, you fucking slut. The cake is mine.
It's next week.
Eating right now.
We're here to play some D&D. My name is John. Oh, could we play Snakes and Ladders?
There must be a way of doing it.
I mean, we could tabletop sim it. Anyway, my name is John, and I am joined by Amy.
This is not Amy. This is my original OC. Blamey.
Blamey is here.
Hi.
Sean is here.
I am not Sean. I am my original OC, Naeus.
Nails.
Blamey and Naeus and Schnash and Massey are here.
The fuck?
Blamey, Blawn, Blarn, and Blammy.
That's just putting bees in front of everything.
Technically BLs.
The situation's only been made worse with the addition of more bees.
When do things ever get better with more bees that aren't the environment?
So, into the descent of madness that is this stream.
When last we saw the Golden Tooth, they had agreed to a stealth mission, which is totally within their will set.
No.
Skill set and wheelhouse?
Yeah. Waffle Man would like to know what Blamey looks like.
She's basically just looks like Quinn.
There you go, Waffle Man. Blamey looks like Quen.
Her alternative name.
You guys agreed to a stealth mission, which is totally within the wheelhouse of the Golden Tooth. You You have snuck successfully into Hillsfar, the city-state that currently is, it has been outlawed to be not human. Using a scroll of disguise self that has been altered to last for 10 hours, you all took on a human appearance.
Yes.
I'm not sure how to take that, but okay. You took on a human appearance, which for some of you was easier than for others. And you managed to infiltrate the castle, whereupon you were given jobs as waitstaff for the party that the First Lord is holding this evening. When we left off last session, you had just been given masks that allowed you to pass as the waitstaff. The waitstaff masks are that of the lower races, the non-humans of the world. So Seraphine is currently Seraphine?
Seraphine.
Neferine,
Never.
or Farine, is currently wearing a elven mask that has long, droopy ears tipped with tufts of coarse hair. Barham is wearing a dwarf mask with a large, bulbous, vein-shot nose and a big, bushy, coarse beard. Calderax and Malzare are both wearing tiefling masks that have great demonic eyes and great, very lavish horns that verge on the size of antlers. And Squeak is currently wearing a gnome mask, which has an ugly, bulbous-eyed creature effect.
Everyone's a little bit racist
And at this point, the Torgrave has left the room with a fine porcelain mask on, leaving you to get dressed in your disguises and prepare to mingle with the elaborate party that is currently about to start.
Indeed.
You guys... I suppose I should reiterate that you guys are here to try and get the schedule of Torin Normathal, the First Lord of Hillsfar, because it is understood that within the next week or two he is going to be travelling outside of Hillsfar itself. But you, as the Resistance, the members of the Resistance that have hired you for this quest, want to know exactly when so that he can be targeted.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what you are here to do. What is it that you guys would like to do at this point?
Don our mouth. I don't know.
I assume we've already done that.
Yes, probably.
Yeah.
You don your masks.
Just double check in with Squeak to have a think about whether there's any other phrases, if anyone's got any other ideas of what might be useful.
It's too late, the Popo will come!
Considering like how horrible the masks look, maybe sorry for scaring you might be a good one.
Excuse me, please.
Please.
So sorry for scaring you.
Yeah. Neff will repeat it so that it's in a slightly more female voice.
Sorry for scaring you.
Also, a joking one of my mask is foul, isn't it? Because given that they're meant to not be nice.
Would you like a wafer thin mint?
Waffle.
Yes.
Would you like a wafer? I'm trying to work out how many A's and F's to put in that. A wafer.
I have no idea. You would need to ask the Monty Python team.
So I've spelt thin and mint with 2 E's.
That'll do.
A wafer thin mint.
That's adorable.
Is there something gnome based that she might need to say that is a reference to her looking like one that anyone can think of?
I don't know, stereotypical gnome things. They're probably going to want stereotypes.
Yes, that yeah.
I have no idea. What's a stereotype for a gnome?
I'm not angry, just disappointed.
Any gnome would be like that. That's a bit weird.
Something about how kobolds are the worst and shit like that.
No, something like being angry at kobolds for stuff. They like tricks. But then again, these people probably won't want tricks played on them, so they probably...
Gnomes. Do we consider gnomes to be close to halflings?
Some might be.
Do we consider them liking fireworks? As in displayed in the music we have.
I mean, might do. I mean, some of them are quite tinkery and like you know, making shit, and they might be interested in that kind of stuff.
Is there any like
I'm trying to think.
gnomes known to be drunk or stupid or?
I think they're supposed to be very intelligent.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Maybe kind of like know-it-all attitude.
I'm not sure that's gonna work. They want us to look stupid, not shame them, maybe.
Yeah.
Although that would be very funny, but
Oh, also, I'm a gnome. Disgusting, isn't it? Any of those kind of various comments. Something like that. That'll do.
Yeah, generalized. Just put generalized gnomish races.
We're
Be
hoping that she
careful of the
doesn't
type
need-
of voice.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes. It will be in my voice.
Suggesting things to an Nephirin will proceed to relay.
Yes.
If they slap you, slap them fucking back.
Yeah, not on this mission. Usually works.
I
who
think
said that?
that was said in Barham's voice.
Yeah, I figured it was me.
Oh yeah.
I think you're going to have to watch how you use that smile.
Exactly.
Too direct.
It goes perfectly with my butt.
Keep that only for compliments about how you dress, maybe.
You always think of everything, Nephirin. You smart.
Only if you cross someone who's called Nephirin, but I don't think you will.
Squeak points at Nephirin.
Yeah, no, we've all got our other names for the moment.
We do.
And Neff will go through each of them, and just to confirm that Squeak knows them all.
You always think of everything, Farin. You're so smart.
Thank you, Squeak. So, any other last thoughts before we head in there?
Squeak holds up a little sign that says Lila. Whatever first name was. Lila Dayscar. and then points to herself.
Yep, that's you.
I have a question, John.
Yes.
In terms of weapons, how
Yes.
did they merge with our?
The weapons will be disguised within your illusory selves.
But they are usable.
Yes.
If need be,
Okay.
grab and
No.
It will just kind of look like you reach inside your back and pull out a weapon. So maybe don't do that in the party. It might cause people to question how you managed to rip it out of your own flesh.
Especially Barham.
I mean, it's not only that. If someone tries to touch me up to around the shoulder area, it just goes right through me.
If Barham pulls out a sword from the right angle, it'll look like it's coming out of his butt.
It will actually come out of my belt. Suddenly, I have a great sword in hand coming out of my butt.
Squeak will say, "Right, let's do this."
Let's do this.
Let's do.
Who is staying with Squeak?
I think you should.
I will have the same voice as Squeak.
Is that
I think you can't because you have the same voice.
Yeah, shit.
I thought it was or the maybe Malzare.
Mexar.
It's either Malzire or Caldrax, I think.
I think realistically, Malzari's gonna work better by himself.
So, Cal?
I mean, I can. I don't know how that's going to work, but either way, we can try.
Essentially, it's just keeping Squeak in earshot in case you need to jump in and give him a hand.
Basically, I feel Nefri needs to keep an eye on Barroom so it doesn't just go crazy and kill everyone in the room.
Barham needs a babysitter.
Yes.
And someone needs to babysit Squeak.
So, and if
Yes.
Malzare's thinking that he'd work better alone, that's fine. So, I'm with Squeak, you're with Barham, Malzare. Yeah.
Malzari be Malzari.
Okie dokes.
Squeak will turn to Calderax.
And all that.
Yeah.
Squeak will turn to Calderax and say, "Thank you very much."
Nah.
You're welcome. Oh my god, why have you thrown your beak? That's something no one in the chat will understand.
No one will understand.
Barroom will just go next to Nefri and be like, I really, really can't be sure I won't kill everyone before this is over.
I know, but we need to delay that for as long as possible.
Okay, we need Barroom will say to the others, we need kind of a sign if things go wrong so that we know that things are going south and be ready to...
If it is like a call sign if everything is fucked.
Rakakaka.
Why did I say that?
Squeak. And Squeak said Rakakaka.
I don't know, but why would that
Where did she learn that?
I don't know.
Squeak, where did you learn that?
I don't recognize
Shrugs.
I'm just imagining Squeak saying after that, I am Kenku, and my speech is made of mimicking.
Squeak will make the sound of rats. Squeak, 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 squeak.
Nah.
So that's the alarm sound.
We need something that anyone can do. I don't know anyone
Squeak.
else can do squeaky noises.
Random bird calls, whistle.
Wait, give me a second.
Squeak is a Pokemon.
Squeak? Squeak literally is a Pokemon, yeah. Hang
Uh,
on, I might have something.
Squeak then starts making random bird noises.
You create a harmless sensory effect. I can use prestidigitation to make those noises.
Yeah?
Can I? That's a thing. Spells. I've got Druidcraft, so
Oh, there's something with Druidcraft you can do, isn't there?
You can create sensory effects, like
harmless sensory effect.
like a flutter of petals and like a smell and things like that.
Yeah.
You can
Sound
instantly
of a
make
small animal.
You can make a flower blossom or a seed pod open, so you could give everybody a seed.
Yeah, I'll just make the sound of a small animal.
Or that.
I'll join Squeak in that.
And then you've got Bone like, can I make the sound of a small animal in Scottish?
Give it a go.
Scottish rat.
Squeak, squeak.
Yep.
Squeak, squeak.
Yep. That'll do.
So the person in charge of organising where people work points at Neferin and Barham and says that you are working in the kitchen for a few hours.
Yeah.
And that Calderax, Malzare, and Squeak are going to be working in the ballroom for a little while.
If we're working in the kitchen, do we leave the masks for a moment?
You can leave the masks off while you're in the kitchen, but keep them nearby in case you need to go to somewhere.
Okay.
Crumbles.
So, ballroom team.
Ballroom team, go, go, go!
So that's Calderax and Malzare and also me. The ballroom where the party is being held is enormous, even that is not enough to hold the hundreds of people that have come to this celebration. The patio doors have been left open and the gardens offer a nice respite from the loud and rather warm ballroom. First Lord Torin Normathel and his court are on a long elevated dais that sits 5 feet above the ballroom floor of the ballroom. He's up there.
He's up there.
They are the only ones in the room who are not wearing masks.
Oh.
There is a string quartet in the corner that plays music, but there is no room left in the room for dancing.
Oh.
Long oak tables are full of food, and there are people currently, servers currently carving meat off of the bone of various cooked animals as hungry guests shout what they want. And you three are presented with small trays of hors d'oeuvres and glasses of champagne to walk amongst the guests.
Okay.
Well. So what do we do?
Well, we grab our trays, we wander and ask anyone who if they wish to have anything.
Right.
Keep back straight, look prim and proper. They'll probably expect that, unless they're expecting in-character stuff.
Oh boy.
Sorry for scaring you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Only saying that if they actually start or shocked by your appearance.
Would you like a wafer thin mint?
I am not in the slightest bit sorry for that one.
Would you guys like to roll me a perception check?
Perception?
As we serve, and I look all pretty and shit.
And I will get
Nice.
one for Squeak.
The squawk.
Bless you.
Whoever that may be.
That would have been Dad from a whole floor below.
I love the fact that it's a whole floor below through Discord.
Yeah.
On the floor in his lead-lined office.
Oh, Carl says the string quartet is playing Pachelbel's Canon on repeat.
Yes. Oh, so hi, Carl. That's Carl. She's my best friend.
Hi, Carl.
Carl says hi, sis.
Oh my god, stop.
Stop.
Mexar.
Yeah?
Mexar, as you're wandering around serving the guests, you pick up strings of conversation.
Ooh, okay.
And one of them that you overhear as you're wandering. Malkin Grenfeld must be a mess now that the First Lord is courting. It's no secret that she has always had feelings for him. She came all the way from Mulmuster to take the position in his court.
From where?
Mulmaster.
From Okay.
Sean, or Matthias Silvergraft.
Yes.
You also pick up on several conversation threads as you are wandering with your champagne.
My champagne.
Thessaly is certainly a beautiful girl. It is about time that Normathal made an honest woman of her, says one of the guests rather indignantly.
Wow.
That's not very nice, is it? Sorry, what was the name there?
Thessaly.
That's a nice name.
Thessaly.
I was correct. I just hadn't gotten to the Y yet. So Thessaly. I've completely forgotten already what I said.
Is certainly a beautiful girl. It is about time that Normathal made an honest woman of her.
Normathal. Beautiful.
It's interesting that Carlax gets this info.
Woman. Of her.
You also both pick up on several guests who echo the same sort of phrases along the lines of, I can't believe the servers addressed us such vile monsters. This is so disgusting.
Oh my god.
Urge to kill.
Oh my god, Becky, you're such a slut. Well then,
Meanwhile, in the kitchens...
Yep.
The kitchens, Farron and Lloyd, are very busy, and with all the cooking also very, very warm. Many of the people that are working here, who have been working here for a few hours, have stripped down to undershirts or bare-chested. Fortunately, that's not an option for you guys as disguise self illusory clothes.
I have a question though, because they sent a woman and a man in a place where you say everyone's almost bare-chested.
Yep.
At this point, Lloyd Barum will start wondering if this is how humans do cooking.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yes, so everyone's cooking.
Would you guys like to make me perception checks in the
No.
kitchen?
Possibly.
Watch me fail.
Perception.
The exact double.
Carl is apparently very interested in the bare-chested chefs. Barham, you managed to overhear some discussion about Mulmaster. Where somebody says, Have you heard about Mole Master? Half of it is burnt to the ground and the other half is underwater.
No, master. 50% burnt. 50% underwater. Okay.
Neferin.
Oh.
You pick up...
I've got a type.
Yo!
I mean...
Like Ghostbusters 2 over here.
you pick up on 2 threads of conversation.
Right.
You hear one set of chefs that are discussing the fact that Torin and his closest advisors are travelling out of the city for the first time ever, and that they hope that Torgrave goes with them. You...
City, hopefully joined by Torgrave. Torgrabe.
Yes.
And
You...
Torin is...
Torin.
The one we want to kill.
Okay. Yeah, and Torgrave, so that's one.
So that you get the feeling from their discussion about Torgrave that he's not a very well liked boss.
Okay.
You also hear, and this is from some of the chattering people who are not busy chefing right now.
Chefing so hard.
They're
That's
not
busted.
chefing. Thessaly Maleda is such a lovely girl, and she is so good for Lord Normathal. But then somebody responds that they think it's creepy that Thessaly looks so much like her brother.
I can't do all this spelling, John. Jesus.
1 minute.
I can't read.
I can't read.
Happy birthday, Raven! I can't swim.
A day in Baron's life. Can't read, can't write, can't perceive.
I can't read, no, I can't write, but I can drag my character.
Yeah, you can basically throw a sword in your face.
Thank you.
And then also,
Looks weirdly like her brother.
creepily like her brother.
I nearly typed that as looks creepily like her bother. Bother.
Oh, bother.
Thank you. It does look like
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my god, stop.
My god.
You guys mingle in the party and or kitchens for the first hour or so of the party.
Mingle, bitches.
What do you guys wish to talk about anything with each other? Do you want to do any cooking in the kitchen or specific mingling within the party?
I think that I would at least like to get to Malzoy at some point so they can just pass what I heard.
Okay.
Pass on what he heard. I mean, by all means, it's like kind of sounding a bit gossipy, but it might be important. But other than that, I don't think they'd really be wanting us talking to each other while we're serving.
I can use message.
You could use message.
And you can reply, I think, with message.
So therefore, we'll be doing that. We're talking to like, oh, these guys are such assholes.
Whisper only you can hear. You can cast a spell for yourself. Sorry, just seeing there's a limit. Here's the message. You can find a whisper that only you can hear. Okay, right. Alright, in which case, I kind of, when there's a kind of gap in between me walking through guests, and when I catch that Calderax, I will message him. What was her name? Malkin, right?
Malkin, yes.
I go something about. I'm trying to think of how to word this. Apparently. Also, this is Mallory, by the way. Hi. Apparently, there's some woman called Malkin Grenfell who came from Mulmaster. Apparently, had feelings for the First Lord, but he's courting, so she's sad. That's all I know.
Yeah, I didn't get much. I just heard that there's a woman called Thessaly, is very beautiful, and it's about time that a man named Normathal made her an honest woman.
Oh god. Then I just messaged back. Nobility fucking sucks.
It's mostly going to be idle gossip, just to try and sift out the rubbish and find the good bits.
Is this what happens at your parties all the time?
Mm. Without the intense racism.
Yeah, I doubt that. It just goes on.
Calderax, about 5 minutes after that, Lila will come up behind you and just whisper in your ear, in the voice of one of the guests, I always wondered why Torin was so close to Davon.
What? Damn it, I don't have message, so I can't do it back.
Excuse me, please.
Excuse me. I shall make a mental note, and the next time I am messaged by Nazare, I shall pass that on. Unless I have, I'm pretty sure I don't have anything that can send stuff. Probably. I got thaumaturgy. I can make a small.
If you took a long rest, you could do sending.
Yeah, but alas, I do not have it prepared. Therefore, I shall have to just wait for the next time I'm
massaged.
Until the next time he gives me a wonderful massage.
Kitchen team.
Hello.
So, kitchen team, Barum would find any excuse to get near to Nephrin and tell her the bit of information he has.
Yeah, Neff would share that as well. I think Neff would maybe be more likely to be helping out with cooking and moving bits of food around. So she'd hand Barum a tray of food that he could take out to put on a table somewhere, and should catch one of the others in passing, hopefully, while he's out there.
Okay.
So, are you telling that to Barum? Because if you just pass him a thing, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Go and put these out on one of the tables that hasn't got any, and try and pass one of the others on the way and let them know what we've heard.
Question, John. What do I have on my tray?
What would he have on the tray, Neferin?
It would be a set of hors d'oeuvres, something that is quite likely to need topping up on various tables.
So yeah, you've got like small hors d'oeuvres.
I would also make sure to pass it to him at a set height that made sense for body height.
I think if you pass it to my arms, to my illusionary arms, it counts as my normal arms.
I think we can work it out that, yeah, that's kind of how that works.
Because otherwise you are passing it to my belly button.
Yeah, no, I would be passing it to your illusionary arms, so that it's the correct height. You might have to have your arms slightly up.
Yeah. So I exit the kitchens and go into the dancing party place.
Okay, so you see the same thing as I've described already. This is there's an elaborately large ballroom that has been decorated. the First Lord Torin Normathal and his court are on a raised dais that's 5 feet above the ground. They don't have masks on, but they do have elaborately coloured clothing.
Oh, hold on. Did I take my dwarven mask back?
I hope you did.
I think he would have. I'm not sure he would have put it on though.
Even if you wouldn't have, I would have gathered that Nephrin would have gave it to you. Because...
Yeah, I think Nephrin would have had to make sure that he takes the fucking mask every time.
Racism intensifies.
mothering you.
So I
Straightening it
go
up
to
on
the
him.
first. I go to the first table. There's like very few food on it, and kind of dump the tray on it, and try and find Malzire or Caldrax or Squeak in the room.
Okay, do you want to roll me just a...
No.
Okay.
If it's a perception, you know I'm gonna fail. So.
Roll me... There we go. You cast your eyes around the room and you can see Squeak and Calderax off in one corner.
I shall make my way towards them.
Make him away downtown.
Also, as I'm a big fellow now, I'm very seenable from everywhere in the room.
Seenable.
Seenable, yes, I invent my own words.
I like it.
As you approach, Squeak will look over to you. Would you like a wafer thin mint?
The fuck is a waffle feel meat?
Maybe later, Squeak.
I'm a gnome. Disgusting, isn't it?
Oh my god.
I hate this place. Anyway.
Yeah, me too. Okay, Cal, got some info.
Some tasty gossip for me.
So, apparently, Torin is traveling out of the city for the first time, and hopefully he will be joined by Torgrave.
Right. Okay, so...
Torgrave isn't a liked boss as well.
He looks the type to be not liked, but... Anything else, or is that...
Mulmaster is a place half burned to the ground and the other half underwater.
We learned about a woman from there, a Malkin Grenfell. Just feelings for the Taurian man, the First Lord, and apparently he's courting someone else though, so she's heartbroken at the moment. Which, if her home's like that, it's gonna be quite a blow to her. Anyway.
Varum looks at you like, I don't know why I should be interested in all this, but apparently I must be.
Low.
He doesn't understand why those things are important.
It's just someone we know from that particular area that's connected to the First Lord.
Okay. And the last thing is Tessalee, apparently a lovely girl, good for Lord Lomethal, but looks creepily like her brother.
Okay, I'd heard something similar about Thessalian Lord, but I didn't know about the creepiness with her brother.
I'm guessing it's a human thing.
Might be, well, I'm assuming it is. I don't think they'd let anyone else who wasn't human in here.
Remember, kids, incest is wincest.
No.
Did Malzare yell that across?
Suddenly, all the guests receive message.
Somehow the string quartet sounds like a record scratch as it gets...
And so, yeah, he would ask, anything else I need to know?
There's not much else we know. We know that... We know about this Malkin Grenfell who had feelings for the First Lord. And I knew that that Thessalee is apparently a very beautiful woman, and they were wondering when the Lord Normanthal is going to make her an honest woman. Nothing of real use, really. Oh, but what was the thing that fucking he's not actually going.
You sound like a phone that's been left on hold for too long and turned off.
Squeak. Did say something about that someone said that they were always wondered why Torin was so close to Davon.
Who the fuck is Davon?
I'm assuming possibly one of the people on this raised dais over there. Or maybe he's not there and he's somewhere mooching around. I don't know.
Yeah.
But apparently it's someone that the person we're interested in is close to.
Okay. You guys are fine here?
We're good. We're just trying to find anything.
Okay, well, back to the kitchen then.
Back to the kitchens with you.
He goes back to the kitchen.
As Barham goes to leave, Squeak lays her tray down, turns to Calderax and says, I will be back shortly.
So anonymous.
And leaves.
Oh God, I'm alone. I'm alone in an entire ballroom full of bigots.
Full of bigots and Nazire.
Left alone in the kitchen with shirtless men.
I dubbed this place the bigoted ballroom.
Neferin,
Hi.
shortly after you send
Me.
Barham, I nearly said Balzare for some reason.
It's the new, it's the new couple of the group.
Fusion character.
Oh my god.
Shortly after you send Barham off to deliver the message, Squeak, Lila, sticks her head through the kitchen door
It's closed, which is really horrible.
and gestures over to you.
Yeah, Neff will quickly look around just to check that no one's specifically watching her, and then make her way over. Yes, Squeak? She'll say it really under her breath.
I count that as a victory. And she holds up a key.
What?
Ooh.
Sneaky bitch! Sorry.
Yeah, Neff will just say, do you want me to take it? Or do you want to hang on to it?
She points at both of you. She points at you and then at herself. We should go.
Okay, yeah, I'll follow.
I can picture Starroom coming back to the kitchen like, where the fuck did she go?
Just running around the ballroom.
I actually have to see how he will react to it because he might react very badly.
Oh my god.
Just sat in the corner of the kitchen, just rocking and crying, like, no, I've lost my friend. Will, as they exit, will they cross paths with Barham or not quite yet?
Barham, roll me a d20. Also, are all of the couples there just Malzare and someone else?
Yeah. Balzire, Calzire, Nefzire, Squalzire.
So yes, as Neferin and Squeak turn to leave the kitchen, Barham's returning. So that you do overlap with each other.
A woo.
Just watch her leaving with the eyes of, are you abandoning me?
I will, very quietly say, Squeak's asked me to join her. Does she want him to join or not? I will nudge Squeak and say, is he coming too?
if you want to be sneaky, you have to consider I'm now 6'5",
Yeah.
so stealth isn't my strong suit already, and I think it's gonna be less my strong suit now.
Excuse me, please. I will be back shortly.
Okay. So I'll stay here with him then. Yes? Question mark?
I guess.
Squeak?
Try to
Yes?
understand the squeak.
No.
No, you're coming. Okay, you're coming with Squeak.
Okay.
I'm left alone.
Barham, just keep listening in the kitchen, see what else you can pick up.
Sure thing, Captain.
I will be back as soon as I can. If there's any problems, see if you can find one of the others out on the floor.
Do we still do the bird sound if there's problem?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I go back to the kitchen, very, very worried about myself.
I'm almost done.
Just as Barham is leaving, she'll just say, find some chopping to do, or stirring some pots or something. Try and keep it simple.
Why are you giggling?
Well, I just put in the chat.
What'd you put in the chat?
Squalderax, Calderax, and Calferin.
No, Cauldron.
Calderim. Calderum and Calferin.
Actually, Cauldron sounds like a disease, and Calfrin sounds like the medicine to use
Yeah.
for the Cauldron disease. You got Cauldron? Don't forget to take your Calfrin.
Squeak starts leading you down corridors, Neferin.
Yeah.
And you work out from the directions you're taking. Squalderax sounds like a transformer, says Waffleman.
Squalderax, go! Or a Pokemon.
Squalderax, transform and roll out.
Squalderax.
You are heading back towards
Squeak, it'll be Squealderax.
Squeederax.
Squealderax.
Yeah.
Squealderax.
Which makes it even worse, technically.
You work out, Neferin, that you are being led back towards the offices of the Chamberlain, where you signed the paperwork earlier.
Okay.
And Squeak is going ahead and unlocking the doors with the key. And it seems that most people are in the party. And so the corridors themselves are fairly empty. However, as you are about to turn one of the corners, Squeak goes to turn a corner, or Lila goes to turn the corner, and then stops and holds a hand up to get you to stop as well.
Yeah.
And gestures to just look round the corner.
Okay.
And you can see a beautiful woman dressed in an elaborate ball gown, who is moving quickly and attempting to be quiet, running down one of the corridors.
Okay.
And from the colours of the outfit, they match the coat of arms of the First Lord that you've seen plastered around the tower.
Right, okay.
There we go.
So is she heading in a specific direction, or towards us, or...
She is...
She's being fabulous.
She
is heading away from the ballroom at the moment.
Okay.
away from you. Is that
And
Well-
away from where you guys are as well.
I will nudge Squeak and say, do you think she's going where we're going?
Love it.
Just to say whether it's that corridor or not that we're aiming for.
Squeak says no.
Okay, that's alright then. I wonder where she is going. We should press on.
Follow?
Yeah, I'll follow.
No, follow. And she points at the woman.
Oh, follow her.
She might know shit.
Oh shit, son.
Yeah. It does seem like she's up to something.
Didn't mean to click that.
God damn it, John.
Oh, it doesn't
Well,
matter actually, you guys didn't see it. I whispered the fact that Squeak can speak common.
Yes.
Yes, but only very specific sentences.
We saw a lady in a ball gown
Okay.
that matched the colours, and we have now decided to follow her because she's not in the party and we're intrigued.
And she's being all sneaky and shit.
She's gonna see our brother, I guess.
Would you like to make me a stealth check?
I can try.
Squeak stealth incarnate.
It just makes you feel really shitty when you go and with a rogue. Like, yeah, it's 16! 24, fuck!
So Squeak has a 10 in stealth.
Yeah, but still. Still doesn't make you feel any less unsuccessful.
You follow as she goes down a corridor and then ducks into another side branch. And she just seems to be making her way to a remote part of the floor that's out of the way.
Okay.
And she tucks herself into a alcove. And you guys duck into a nearby alcove that you can hear her from.
Mm-hmm.
And she appears to be speaking into, from your vantage point, a shiny stone.
Why did this guy betray me? He was such a slag.
Okay.
And she whispers, "We are nearly done. This man will bring terror onto the non-humans once I am killed. His true nature will be revealed, and he will be yours." And then
Bring
she,
terror onto the non-humans once I'm killed.
once I'm killed, his true nature will be revealed, and he will be yours. And then she crushes the stone in her hand.
What? This sounds very. This sounds a bit dark. Not gonna lie.
And then rushes back towards the party.
Sorry, I didn't think D&D included suicide bombers.
No, someone's gonna kill her, I guess.
I mean,
She's going to get herself killed or get someone to do it and
Yeah.
rape a non-human.
We're fucked.
Okay.
You gotta save her.
Or at least make it seem like she's been killed by a non-human.
Yeah.
well, we could always kill her and then it'll be true.
Which would then apparently bring terror to non-humans, which means, I'm assuming, this is me just wildly speculating, that once she is dead, this touring guy will, like, declare all-out war on non-humans and just kill them left, right, and
Sounds
center.
Well
like it.
then, we have to stop that.
Sounds like a delightful human again.
Uh,
The city is filled with them.
Squeak will lead you back to the Chamberlain's office, Neferin.
Yeah.
And then
Explosion!
picks the door.
That she does.
Are you sure with that 23? You want to check it or something?
I think the armor class of a door is not 23.
The DC for the door was 15.
So you just about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just skims past it. Squeak leads you into the room and points at the important paperwork that she spotted when you guys were in here earlier, which is the schedule you're looking for.
Ah, cool.
So go Squeak's earliest perception
Yeah.
check, basically.
Squeak was on it. Is there a blank piece of paper and a pen or something so Squeak can copy that out rather than us take it?
Yes, it will take a little while, but she will.
Yeah, it's only the key names and things.
Yeah.
As much as I know she probably wants to copy the entire thing.
It depends. How long would it take to copy this thing?
Maybe 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, that's probably too long.
Yeah, you gotta have the golden letters and all.
5 to 10 minutes, you can point to specific words for her to copy.
Yeah, essentially there'll be a key list of.
She can make it look all pretty and stuff later.
You guys make your way back to the kitchens
Yeah.
without incident because you guys rolled quite well at stealth. And then you and Barham, as well as Squeak, are sent back into the ballroom.
Okay.
When you and Squeak get into the ballroom, Neferin,
Yeah.
you look up onto the dais, and you can see the First Lord, Torin Normathal, is wearing the same colours as the woman that you spotted in the hallway.
Right, okay.
Basically, he's wearing the colours of his house, basically.
Okay. What was his name again, sorry?
Torin Normathal.
Okay, yeah. So, her and Torin are...
Okay. How do I not piece that together already? The pretty girl is the one that woman from Mermaster or whatever it is has been jilted for.
Yeah.
And then you also, about half an hour after you're sent into the ballroom, is there anything you would like to do in this half hour?
I was going to say, before that point, I would suggest... I would do a very quick run through with Squeak as to what we found and the stuff that Barham and me heard in the...
So you're telling Squeak what you found in the kitchen?
Yeah, I will tell Squeak that and tell her to repeat it to Malzere. I'll try and make my way over to Calderax and pass on things. Cool. On the theory that then Malzere can message if there are any other questions that Squeak can't answer.
As you're in there, the woman who you saw in the corridor comes back in again and sits up on the stage with Torin.
Okay.
And there are 5 people up on the stage.
So there's those two, there's...
Garros the Just, Torgrave Needlebaum, who is the bored-looking man who hired you all to work here.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, there's 5 people and the First Lord.
Okay.
Malkin Grenfeld,
Yeah.
who is the woman who you signed the paperwork in her office. And then 2 people who look alarmingly similar. One is a man and one is a woman.
Cicely and brother.
Okay.
Very, very suspicious.
So the only person who is not on the dice is Davon.
You don't know what Davon looks like.
But could be him. Could be the brother. Maybe.
Which of you looked at Sewer Body?
I think all of us, really.
Yeah.
Oh.
At what?
The dead body in the sewer.
It was. I think it was me who took the closest look.
Yeah.
And because I investigated it.
We all like looked at it though to try and determine cause of death and stuff.
We all did various checks.
Malzere and Barham, as you got the closest to it. The guy up on the stage, the handsome man up on the stage, bears a passing resemblance to the dead body in the sewer.
Oh, what the fuck?
I just go to Malzure and be like, isn't he supposed to be dead, this one?
Oh no, I think I know what he's done. Fuck!
And then Squeak will come up and relay the information that Squeak has been told to tell you.
Okay. And, I kind of just get told it, and then I just say to her, You're sneaky. Can you keep an eye on that one? And I point to him.
Excuse me, I will be right back.
Engage cloaking device.
I want now.
Damn it!
That's not very good.
She walks into the corner of the room and you can clearly see where she stood.
Could I give her advantage if I stop playing my loot? If I stop performing and distract people?
Where have you pulled the loot out of?
Oh, this can only go well.
I always had it on my back. I never took it off.
So it kind of appeared as out of her back. He's back.
I have like a harness around my thing, so.
Yeah, I'll say yes.
Right.
This can
Oh,
only go well.
nice!
Oh, very nice.
Are you playing something soft and appropriate, or have you gone into some weird genre of music?
I kind of like, because how are people looking? Are they starting to? Because I'm assuming there's like, alcohol and stuff here. Are people like still looking alright?
Yeah, there's been a lot of champagne being drunk. There's been a lot of eating. There are definitely some people who look like they're ready to start dancing, and as you start playing your instrument, you sort of move towards the patio doors, and the string quartet just gets a little bit quieter. And the people in the patio, there are several people who just start dancing away.
Perfect.
Handy.
And Squeak blends into the crowd.
Yes. I'm putting on my winning smile as well with that.
Roll for winning smile.
I mean, can you? You've got a mask on.
Oh yeah. Maybe I can slip it up for one point and just do the cheeky Chernodon smile. I'll roll to charm. Yeah, it's alright.
About half an hour after Squeak and Neferin make their way back from upstairs, trumpets sound, and the sound of the crowd settles. And First Lord Torin Normathal stands on the dais, and all of the other guests, all of the guests on the dais stand up with him. The woman, Thessaly, has her arm wrapped around his. And he starts to speak, and his voice just carries through the room. Thank you everyone for joining me in celebrating Midsummer. Your support throughout the year has remade Hillsfar into the great city it once was, Free from the vermin that were allowed to live among us, our city grows its trading power by the day. Hail to a prosperous Hillsfar! And he raises his glass, as does everybody else in the room. Hail Hillsfar! And without warning, one of the guests just tears their mask off, and it's a slender male elf. And with astonishing speed, they draw a dagger and whip it towards the First Lord.
Whoa, 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 whoa! What?
There is a flurry of activity, and a heartbeat later, the First Lord is on his knees, cradling the body of Thessaly, the hilt of a pearl-handled dagger protruding from her chest. Malkin, her eyes set firmly on the First Lord, quickly presses her way through the crowd and leaps onto Torin's back, shouts a single frantic word, and both of them disappear from sight.
What the fuck?
Well, Thessaly's dead.
Yeah, we didn't stop it.
The war begun. We failed. Bye, guys.
Technically, that wasn't our job to stop any war.
Yeah.
Itinerary.
Technically, it's kind of related with each other on missions.
Technically, Nephrin is in charge.
So therefore, Nephrin failed us.
What?
Yeah, that's standard.
The guests start to... The room just erupts into chaos. The guards start to plough towards the dais. The guests rush out the patio door and just any door that will take them. The other people that were waiting on the tables begin to pocket the silverware.
They have to fight with Mauser on the silverware.
What do you guys do?
I go to Thessaly's body.
I have a question.
Okay.
Is the elf dude still alive or surrounded by guards?
Yeah, I'll be looking for that assassin dude.
As you guys look up, the guards that were on the table clear, and the assassin is dead.
Oh, wow.
Fuck.
Malzere, as you push your way through the crowd, you can just hear the same voice, the voice of the First Lord. Lieutenant, find my beloved! He took her! He took her! And you can just hear this voice being dragged through the crowd.
Can I tell who it is?
Yeah, you can tell it's the First Lord.
Oh.
You can't see them.
Neff will, gathering that there will be silk tablecloths and things around, Neff will grab one and run it up to the body and just say she shouldn't be seen like this.
The body is gone.
Oh, so it is.
Oh, they took the body. Okay, fuck. Which means I can't use that. Well, shit.
Would they have seen that from down there?
Would who have seen what?
Well, would we have seen the body go? Or was she stood pretty much when they disappeared?
No, she was dead on the ground when they disappeared.
Oh, okay. So, given how high up they were, I guess maybe we might not have.
They're only 5 feet off the ground, so you would have seen...
Probably,
her body was
yeah.
still there when the First Lord and Malkin vanished. But then the crowd covered your perception. And in the...
Malkin vanished, but I can hear the First Lord. What?
Evidently, if they can hear them, they're just invisible, not disappear, not teleported.
Oh. Wait. I've got to see invisibility.
Okay, cast it. You can see, making their way through the crowd, Malkin, the Chancellor, not Chancellor, the Chamberlain, is dragging, say words right, dragging a, crying Tauren Normathal he desperately is trying to make his way back to the stage. He's basically being dragged along by the Malkin, who is trying to get him to safety.
Could I follow them?
You can.
Does anyone want to come with me?
I mean,
Does anyone know?
so long as you like signal to Calderax, he will come with.
Alright, as I kind of like run past, I kind of just throw a message at you saying, I can see them, follow me.
If I pass anyone else along the way, I'll like just whisper to them, Maldrax can see the Lord.
Maldrax.
Malzray. I said Malzray.
No, you said Maldrax.
I said Malzray.
Let's clip that and find out, shall we?
Anyway, yes.
I'm confident that I said Malzray.
Is
So
is it a blue and black dress or a white and gold dress?
So you signal it to people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as I go past, I just like say, yeah, follow Malzray. Follow Malzray.
Alright, well,
Does he
I'll
cross anyone?
I don't know. Do I come across anyone?
Yeah, you would.
I'll try to work my way past them if I can.
As we know from the fact that Barham is currently 6 foot, he is highly seenable.
And looking at the body of the assassin and trying to get to it.
Meanwhile, me being the fucking small I am.
So, do you go and see Balram about it?
I will try to, or at least try and get his attention. But yeah, I'm assuming if you're destined for that place, I'll be going away from it, so I probably wouldn't be.
If he would probably see Calderax go, or at least notify that, and remember it for later, and try to remember where they went. Because he won't leave both Nephrin and Squeak.
You
Off
don't
the
see
group.
Squeak at the moment.
I don't see Nephrin either, actually. I don't know where she is.
She's back out in the middle of the room.
I'm imagining it's panic mode with the crowd, so...
Yeah, it's chaotic at the moment. Calderax, Malzare. Would Calderax or Malzare think to stop for Nephrin, and you don't know where Squeak is at the moment?
Malzare wouldn't, because he's just focused on getting to those two.
From how I'm picturing the scene, Nephrin and Barham were both heading toward the stage. Malzare was heading away from it, and I'm heading to Malzare, so I probably wouldn't pass any of them.
Nephrin is going to the stage, Barham going to the table.
And obviously don't know where Squeak is, so...
Okay.
By the way, I have the mask off at the minute because there's no point in wearing it now.
I mean, you took it off to perform, so...
Yeah.
Waffleman, I'm curious as to what you're typing that Twitch has an issue with.
Oh,
So-
it's just censoring his swear words.
I don't remember what words I've got censored.
Oh, the clip.
Yeah, that's fair. That's you can't do links because
Well, I'm just gonna say this swear word. There we go.
at least now we know the bot doesn't now automatically time you out for it, which is nice
Yeah, there's a point.
in a sense. Okay, I'm gonna say at this point, with the chaos erupting around you, could you guys roll me initiative, please?
Well, okay.
It's time to kill some guards.
I'm assuming it's more so we get like a turn order rather
Yeah. No, it's not necessarily you've dropped into combat and it's gonna go 6 seconds at a time, but
I seem to love rolling 10s and 19s today.
And as always, As always on initiative, I will roll exactly half of what Malzire has.
Sucking my dick. Right,
Yes.
I quit. Bye, guys. I'm
Apparently so.
Squeak does some stuff.
With no idea what.
You have no idea what it is. You've not seen her since she disappeared to.
How is your dex higher than mine?
She's a rogue.
No, not you. I mean you.
Me?
Yeah.
Not you, you.
You're above me on the turn order, which means your dex is higher than mine.
Actually, your dex isn't.
No, it isn't.
No, I think it's just alphabetical at the moment.
Oh, fucking slut.
I was going to say, there's no way mine could be higher than yours.
Calderax.
I'm going to be following.
You.
I give my turn to Malzare so that I can have his. Because I'm following Malzare, so.
Malzare.
I'm gonna keep following them.
Okay.
Wait, I rolled 25 on stealth.
You are following in a stealthy way.
Can I pick
Calderax.
up any other conversation, or is it just the same thing?
At the moment, most of the conversation has just turned to incessant screaming.
Oh.
Such as that. Calderax, as you follow,
Yes.
could you make me an investigation check, please?
Investigation? Probably not. Make sure I'm on normal. Investigation. 13, kind of, maybe, sort of.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. It's a shame you don't see the, wild boars traipsing through the corridors.
Yeah, the rhino really blindsides you.
I've got a rhino in here.
What is Theodos doing here?
No, you charge on and follow Malzare.
I will, however, be taking my mask. Well, I think I'll be taking the mask off, but then letting it swing around onto my back, so that if they do come looking for me, they can spot me from the mask on my back.
Okay.
But no point in fucking masks right now.
Neff.
I would quite like to look at the crowd to see whether there's anyone else that isn't panicking.
Okay.
Just to check whether there was anyone else that might have been an accomplice that knew it was going to happen.
I will take an investigation check from you then, please.
Investigation.
Oh, yes. You don't currently see anybody who isn't panicking. But from the vantage point, you've made your way up towards the dais.
Yeah.
You spot a trail of blood.
Dun.
Okay.
And
is that going the way I would have spotted Calderax and Malzare going?
it's going in a very similar direction, yes.
Okay.
At least at the moment, it's going the same way as them.
Okay. And there's... What other important people are still around, or have they all been whisked away?
Garros the Just and Torgrave are still here. You can't see anybody else.
Can't decide whether to stay with them and assume that Mauser and Calderax have got it. No, Neff will follow the blood, I think.
Okay.
And gesture to Barham to follow.
Not sure Barham can see you actually, but
Yeah, she would go past you.
okay.
Barham, do you want to make... do you want to make a perception check, or do we want to assume that Neferin just drags Barham?
We'll do perception.
Yeah, with that you can see Neferin is gesturing for you to follow her.
Barum is conflicted because he looks at the body of the assassin, and to him something's not right about it as well. And Nephrin, he knows that killed, and then everyone would be unhappy with him. So,
Neff would see you questioning it and would say stay and see if you can keep an eye out for Squeak as well. She's got to be around here somewhere.
No way I'm finding Squeak.
No, but she might reappear at some point.
She'll just drop on me like, surprise, motherfucker!
She won't know where any of us are.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I will try and catch up with Caldrax some miles away, assuming they're going in a similar direction. If I go fast, I might catch up with them.
Possibly. Then he will accept that and go towards the body of the assassin.
Surprise.
What's going on with the body of the assassin?
That is a good question that I would love to answer for you any minute now when I find what is happening with the body of the assassin.
I've lost it.
I've lost the body of the assassin, guys. It's...
Everyone stop misplacing bodies!
This is the worst crime scene ever. Yes.
There is a pair of red plumes who are currently wiping the elven blood off of their swords. And one of them has just kind of placed a napkin over the face of the assassin.
I go towards them, don't even mind them, and look down at the corpse.
They gesture for you to stop.
I don't even mind them. Barum's rage meter is quite high, so if they want to get into troubles, they can. Very easily.
Okay.
He continues looking down at the corpse.
Step back, sir. We've got this covered.
I don't think you do.
The suspect is dead.
You lost your lord.
We know where the Lord is.
Or where is he then?
In the event of an assassination attempt on his good person, Malkin, the Chamberlain, has taken him to safety.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. What's going on here?
Indeed.
And you know who this is? And I point to the body.
Clearly some lower elf scum who is upset with our Lord.
Can you talk in normal sentences?
No. Clearly some lower elf scum who is upset with our great Lord Tauren.
I just kneel down and have you tried and inspecting who that is. Maybe you may learn more about what happened.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I had something which would have sussed it out, but I didn't use it.
It is an open and shut case. This one threw a knife at the...
You're even dumber than I know I am. And I just take off the napkin and throw it away.
I will ask you one more time, sir, to please step away from the body.
Or what?
The other one looks at the sword that he has just stopped scraping the blood off of. Our swords have seen action tonight. They've seen an elf.
I take off my mask, crush it in my hand, let it fall, and draw my sword from my ass.
Okay, I'm just going to shuffle you over to this side of the map.
Just tell me what reaction they have. I literally see someone taking a sword through his like, the guy's like, oh, this guy's unarmed. This is going to be, what the fuck? What did you... Is that a sword?
From his ass. They're just so intimidated by the ass sword that they both run away.
Sadly, not that. But let's at this point.
Isn't that a normal reaction to someone pulling a sword out of their ass?
I mean, it would either be intimidation or some just form of just squeamishness.
Just vomit straight up. One of them throws up, one of them passes out, and you're just like, oh, interesting.
I should do this thing more often.
At this point, I'm just going to shuffle everybody over here. And also, we've switched over to the battle map and the battle music.
Oh, woo!
Oh,
Squeak does some stuff that you guys don't see.
It's just like in XCOM, it's enemy movement.
Squeak movement occurs.
oh, by the way, John, before my turn ended, could I have raged?
Yes.
Cool. Well, we know she's investigating something.
This guy charges forward and attempts to longsword you. That's a 10 and a 7. He rolled well.
Both don't hit.
It's now Calzeray's turn.
Malzray, you go first.
Oh shit, where are they?
They are turning a corner just ahead of you and seem to be heading up towards Malkin's offices.
Mark it on the map so I know where to go.
Kind of this way.
Then I will go that way. In fact, I will dash there.
Malzaray, make me a perception check.
Sure. Damn it.
Never mind. Calderax, as you follow, presumably at a similar speed,
Yes.
can you make me a perception check?
Perception check. I'm gonna do it or not. Oh, I will.
You do see a dancing rhino. No. You see at the end of a corridor, slightly off from the direction you were intending to head, you see the man and the woman who looked, or the man who was on the stage who looked like Thessaly, carrying something slung over his shoulder, just shutting a door.
I halt at that point and go, Malzray, Thessaly's brother was carrying something down there.
What? Oh, shit. Okay.
And then I will head down that corridor rather than, because I'm thinking that possibly would be the biggest thing.
What was the size of the thing? Out of interest.
Actually, yeah, with a natural 20, about body shaped.
It was body shaped.
Body shaped.
Well, right. Question: when before, like when I noticed the person who looked similar to the person in the sewer.
Yes.
Who was that exactly?
That was oh fuck it. From context clues, you work out that is Davon.
Davon. Okay. Which one was Davon again?
Davon is the man that Calderax has just seen going down the corridor.
Okay, yeah, we're going down the corridor.
So Davon was Thessaly's brother.
Yes.
Right.
Let's go because we're fucked. My movie.
Calderax and Malzaray, you just race down a corridor.
Yeah.
We're after Davon now.
Red Crew. Yes.
With a 25 natural 20, does it mean he hears the clanging of sword in the...
I think with the chaos that is happening, he has missed out on that.
Yeah, I'm imagining lots of screaming nobles.
Especially now that we're actually fighting in the place.
They're probably also climbing over each other and
Especially
just
after
scattering.
a very tall man just pulled a sword out of his ass. It's like,
Great sword.
Could we
So-
have a drawing of that, please?
I'm imagining one woman's nearly throwing up, one man has fainted.
Yes, there's a man and his monocle just popped out and he went, "Oh my."
My word! Don't look down!
Waffle Man says, "Oh, you got it." Good gravy. By Jove.
By Jove, Governor.
The other Red Plume marches forward and swings his sword in your general direction. And one swing just clangs off the spikes of your armor, the other one you just neatly turn aside with a parry from Talon.
So are they trying to attack him or just gently fan him?
Yeah.
You're not sure at this point.
Whatever they're doing is ineffective. The fanning just clearly isn't working.
Neverin,
Control with this.
Neff would still be following the blood. She'd also be keeping eyes up and around to try and make sure that she's not just running exactly where Mal and Cal have been.
okay, make me a survival check.
Survival.
With advantage, because you do tracking and stuffs.
Yay!
I do. This is a thing that I do.
That is your jam.
What flavour jam?
So you follow the splats of blood, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of blood, but it does splatter fairly regularly, so it's an easy enough trail for you to follow, even amidst the chaos. And moving at full speed this turn, tracking it, you do catch up with Calzare and Maldarax. Cherna Castle and Grey Dawn.
So, as she catches up, she will ask if that's what they're following, and point it out to them. And is it going in the same direction?
You guys see blood splats on the ground, and yes, it is going the same way you are.
I then would turn and explain, we saw Davon carrying what looked like a body, and he went through that door. I point to the door that he went through.
I see. Byram's on his own, so am I okay to leave you guys?
I have no idea.
There's a pair of you and Byram is on his own, and I have no idea where Squeak is. Plus, you have Healy goodness. Enjoy that. Shall I go back and join Byram?
It's up to you. But obviously we have no idea what this guy's going to be doing. He's carrying a dead body.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
Or dead.
Or dead.
I'm sure we'll be fine, and then maybe dead after.
Up to you.
Neff thinks on it for a sec and goes, I'm going to have to go back for Byram. And we'll leg it.
I'm just going to wait for the point where it's now Barham's turn. He's just going to kill them in one turn.
Probably, yeah. But if that's the case, she knows where you guys were last and can bring Byram with her.
Barham,
Right. So I have raged.
you have raged.
Looks like you boys need a lesson.
Right, now I'm
16.
pissed. That hits.
Alright, I'm gonna hit this guy. Yeah. Two-handed. No, one-handed.
So
First one
that's...
is one-handed, right?
Yes. Is that lining up for you guys? Because
What?
that's
What?
not... Like, is that box lining up for you guys? Because it's all skew-whiffy on mine.
Yeah, no, it's fine on mine.
Oh, weird.
Fine. Yeah, it's really fucking scary on you.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? That misses.
Yeah, I figured it would.
But the hug hits. Oof. Hugging the same guy, I assume.
Yeah.
You hug, he does not look happy. He is still alive, but he is not happy.
Was the other guy confused with the fact that he kind of like almost phased into this guy's chest?
Yeah, actually.
It'll be into his groin area.
half of it, like half of him was like going through me, but the other half was now embedded in spikes that are not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
He's just
It's
pulled away from the
unusual.
hug, and he's got a whole weird selection of stab marks. It's like,
I'm just picturing the guys I'm always missing because they're aiming for my head.
Squeak does some stuff.
get on, Squeak.
Squeak tap dances.
Yeah, that's what she's doing. She's on the raised dais, just tap dancing away.
I mean, basically, even with your natural 20,
We can't see her.
you didn't roll high enough to see where she went.
We just can't see her.
Nope.
She rolled a 27 for stealth.
Well, screw her and all she stands for.
The first guy swings his sword again, and this time he rolls a 21 and a 12.
Okay, so one hit.
So he does 3 points of damage, halved to 1.
Oh no!
Better, but not good enough.
On Calzare's turn.
Right, you're just taking the piss now.
Yeah,
Random question before that turn starts.
Yes.
If you were to message Squeak, how would she respond? In her normal lack of sentences, or?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Carry
on. Calderax and Malzare, the corridor you are following empties into a placid garden at the rear of the Tower of the First Lord. Ooh. At the other side of a modest clearing, you can see Davon as he is tugging at something on the ground, while the body of Thessaly lies still beside him. And for the purposes of this, I shall find some commoners.
Wait.
Where are my commoners?
I don't know, John.
No, that's named NPC. Sorry, they're in my beastery. Oh, now they're
Beasts.
now they're shy. Actually, they're a little bit further away than that. So what is there? What is his initiative?
2.
That's not him.
Alright, it's your turn first, Kelly.
Kelly.
Okay. So they're like across a garden from us?
Yes.
So fuck it, runs up to them.
Okay.
And just says, "Hold there!"
Davon looks up and sees your approach, and do either of you speak? Abyssal?
No.
No.
Then you.
Right, hang on.
Does Infernal have the same script
Undercommon.
as Abyssal?
Not quite. They are different languages.
Then I have no idea.
Then no, you don't know what this guy just said. And Thessaly pulls the dagger out of her chest.
Oh, fuck off!
and sits up.
Are we close to these guys now?
You're about 10 feet or so away from them.
It's like there.
Oh, they're all like over there. Yeah, I would have
I
run up.
knew that was too fucking good to be true.
She reaches down and touches, like, she holds the wound, and he just kind of puts his hand over hers. And she says, I will be fine.
No, you won't.
And Davon rips at his clothes and flesh, rending them both away in bloody, tattered scrapes, until a fiendish creature stands before you, complete with leathery wings, horns, and a tail.
Okay.
Well,
Would that happen?
you've just made Satan.
And
Yo, if you could speak common, that'd be great.
I just really imagined the guy like trying to be intimidating. Could you speak common, please?
if you could speak in common.
This is. Sup?
Come
I'd
on.
I'd probably go like, lady, I don't know who your little fiend friend here is, but we need answers. What are you doing?
I'm not sure.
You know?
She's decided.
Oh, wait a minute. No, don't want to do that. Cool.
Oh no, I can't believe you just ruined the whole plot. I'm a fuck back.
Oops.
Our master desires this. Our master desires the chaos.
Who's your master?
I believe... She looks at you, Malzare. Your family's been touched by him before.
Oh, wow. What does he want you to do?
He wants us to sow chaos and make ready his grand entrance.
No, that's not what he does. He gets rid of the undead. Although, actually, yeah, that would kind of make sense in the long run, but... Oh, shit, well, oh, great. Well, you know what, maybe we could... Oh, what am I saying? We can't negotiate.
No, you're right.
Want to throw sweetie on the end of that sentence, John?
Just a little bit.
I take out... Oh, shit, would we have our weapons on us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, I
In
kind
your
of...
butts.
They're
Yeah,
in your butt.
I unsheath the rapier and I'm just like, wait, how do you know my family?
Your family has been touched by the greatness of our Lord. It leaves a mark.
Oh. Oh, that's kind of creepy.
At this point, I'm going to go over to Red Plume Guard number 2
Oh no. Oh no.
and Red Plume Guard number 2.
What's fucked?
Rolls a 19 and a natural 20 for a natural 23.
Both hits.
So that is 7 points of slashing damage halved to 3.
1, 2, 3.
And the natural 20 would be 15 points of slashing damage, half to 7.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Okay. That's better. That's more like it.
Neferin, at this turn, you burst back into the ballroom. You can see that it's cleared out a lot, and Barham is waving a sword around near a pair of red plume guards.
She will.
That's what he says when you enter.
She has this like half a second of oh shit.
Of I should have known.
Yeah. Where would she be when she re-enters this room?
You would be about here-ish.
Okay, I've got a 35 speed. I think
Die.
she would
Not
run
really
up
that.
the side of the room rather than straight at the fight, and we'll take some shots at them because, hey.
Are you going to use the new bow?
It's there. It's all shiny.
I mean, it is there. What was the?
So if I remember correctly, I set it up as, oath bow.
Yeah. So it does that. Was there anything in particular I had to do with that? I can't remember, and it's not written, I don't think.
Bear with me one moment. When you knock an arrow, the bow whispers in Elvish, "Swift death to my enemies." Swift defeat to my enemies.
Yeah.
You can whisper back to it, "Swift death to those who have wronged me." The target of the attack becomes your sworn enemy until it dies, or until 7 days later.
Okay.
You can only choose a new one after the next dawn. When you make a ranged attack against your sworn enemy, you have advantage on the roll, and they gain no benefit from cover. You suffer no disadvantage due to long range, and if it hits, it deals the extra damage.
Okay. Yeah, let's use that. Which is the healthier of the pair?
This guy has not been touched yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's ruin his day. Or attempt to. And Neff will whisper back. Maybe not.
You're at advantage, so roll it again.
Oh, so I can roll it a second time. Or at advantage. Yeah, let's not.
Never mind.
Screw you, Bo. Don't like you.
So you... That's attack number 1.
Yeah, so let's have another...
At advantage.
Let's turn to advantage this time. Ah, there we go.
That one will hit.
Twang.
So that is many.
That is 21.
That's what I said, many.
Yes.
You patwang, and there is an almighty and the guy just kind of coughs some blood over Barham. He's still standing, but he is gravely wounded.
Nice.
Barham.
I switched to my Warhammer.
Okay.
So gotta imagine that now my Warhammer is out of my hands.
So you just kind of drop Talon to one side and just... Oh, and it's now Squeak's go.
And I will twat the... I will go in reckless attack.
Okay.
So if I'm not mistaken, I got the Dwarven Fortitude, increase the No, it's not that. I don't have a thing with the Reckless Abandon, that's right.
Yes, you gain bonus hit points equal to your Constitution modifier.
So 2 more. And so I get advantage. I will twat The one that rolled a natural 20. Which one rolled a natural 20?
This guy rolled a natural 20, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, then he shall suffer for this. With a 23.
That will hit.
With 14 points of damage. So basically...
Now time to knock the other guy across the room.
basically, after he hit me with natural 20, he's like, oh, that's better. Just take my warhammer and...
Toink!
And turn to the other. 15.
That will miss.
And...
Fuck him to death.
22.
That will hit.
With a 8.
Yay!
You just crush his bones and you just pull an arrow out of him and hand it back to Nephirin.
And Nephirin, I think this is yours.
Ah, thank you.
Commoners go.
I see you've been having fun over here.
They were disrespectful.
Yes, I can imagine.
So this guy was Davon, and he is now a winged demonic creature. Who on his turn what does he do on his turn?
He runs away. He's gonna run away. Run away. He's gonna run away. He's running away.
Shit.
That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna screw himself and run away.
Yeah.
So to Calderax, he just vanishes. Malzere, as you can see the ethereal plane at the moment, he just goes semi-translucent and walks through the sewer cover.
Okay.
And disappears. Meanwhile, Thessaly.
Did I actually call it and he's run away?
Yes.
Fuck him.
Thessaly draws the dagger out of herself and charges you with it.
Okay.
That is a 22 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Oh no, it's only +3. That is 7 points of damage
Alright.
as she just plunges the dagger into you.
No.
Malzere.
Alright, after she pulls it out, I'm just like, whoa, 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 whoa. Surely, if you see my family's on the side, you shouldn't be attacking me, right?
You're marked. You're not on his side.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
Hang on. I shall whisper it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, anyway, what are you doing?
Malzere, what do you do?
I'm trying to think of an insult now. Well, fine. I'll drive many fucking marks through you.
Poo. And I imagine Calrex doing that every time the mouse drops vicious mockery.
Okay, that's slightly annoying, but okay, I can...
How is that annoying?
Oh no, my the extension I was using to roll dice from the D&D Beyond character sheet updated the other day, and I've forgotten to let it back onto this computer.
Well then, John.
That is a massive fail.
I rolled it a 3.
She's got
Yep, she's got disadvantage on the next attack then.
Cool. Calderax.
Yes. What have I got?
Stop making that noise.
Anyway,
Oh, I see now. I get it.
let us fuck it. Guiding bolt. 16.
Will hit.
Fucking hell!
Will it kill her now?
Well, if I'm going to cast it at its highest, it's
Jeebus.
That's 27 points of damage.
A bolt of magical energy slams out of Calderax's holy symbol and slams into her. And she just looks up from that with, like, smoke coming out of the wound. Just looks at Calderax with eyes of hatred.
Be gone, slut! And is there anything I can do as a bonus action? I think I'm going to have to attempt to help Malzare in trying to do Shield of Faith.
Thank you!
So you got a +2 to your AC as long as I concentrate.
Right.
And you have advantage on the next attack with that woman.
Woo!
Neferin.
Hi.
Hello.
At this point, she will head over to Barham and tell him where Mal and Cal are. And question, has he seen anything else that he wants to follow up, or do we need to perhaps try and catch up with them? What's his thoughts?
Didn't have time to see anything. The Red Plumes were so disrespectful. I had to chastise them first.
That's fair. Okay, so she'll give another look around the room just to see whether anyone else has decided to stop and look, or whether they're all still scattering.
No,
whether
people
there's
are
anything else that's out of place.
people are generally scattering. A lot of the silverware that was here is now missing.
Cool.
There's literally just this one guy still with his monocle in hand and looking at this and being like, "Good God!"
He's got a slightly cracked monocle. By Jove!
So, on to Malzire's and Calderax, I guess.
The lads.
I can grab the corpse.
I would say, can I do a perception to try and see Squeak? But no way in shit can I do that.
No.
I
No one
literally
can,
don't
I
have
think.
the ability to do that.
She rolled
Can
real
we-
well.
Hide the bodies under a table stealthily, and then head up to Mal and Cal?
Yeah, it'll take you a little while, but we'll say it takes you a round to do that, and then a round to get up there. So this round you spend hiding the tables under a
Happy
body.
with that, Sammy? Happy with that, Sammy? Or would you rather just run and leave it?
Well, the corpse of the murderer, I think, is important, so probably either hide it or grab it. The Red Plumes, nah.
Yeah, let's take him with us. We'll leave the Red Plumes.
I think honestly, the castle is in alert mode anyway, so if they find more dead guards, it's not going to be more of a problem.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just wondering whether if Barham is going to be running around the castle with a body, whether it's worth casting Pass Without a Trace.
It would help at the very
It would certainly aid him.
Yeah, screw it.
Yeah, I would have 10 in stealth.
Yep, let's do that.
Okay.
That one.
So shadows just pull in around Neferin and Barum.
Yeah, and then we will
And
run.
you book it towards Calderax and Malzare.
I put the corpse on my back and just leg it.
It's really easy to carry because he's stuck on the spikes.
Technically, if he were to balance it on his shoulders and like kind of like balance him upright, would it roughly take the same room as he's sitting?
Technically, yes.
Actually, I could, as Nephrin said, I could embed him into the spikes and then he wouldn't move.
One day, Squeak will roll more than a one on a snake!
It did already happen, technically.
No! Like once ever!
So that is... so that's eight, not 18, that's 17 is numbers. You guys in the courtyard just look over and Squeak is stood there with the bow and arrow. Or the arrow has appeared now in Thessaly's pre-existing dagger wound. And Squeak is just stood there, smile. I make my own fun.
Took your time.
Okay.
Is she good to do attack again? Or is she able to attack again? I know she can attack.
She can't, no. Calderax. Thessaly looks up and locks eyes on you. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
Insane.
You can feel a presence in your mind,
But you bitch slap it back out there.
and you bitch slap it out of the way.
Bitch!
Malzare.
Me. Okay, I've got advantage, right?
You do, yes.
I thought Squeak got the advantage.
Oh, does it fade after?
Oh, technically, yes, Squeak got advantage.
Well, either way, boink. Oh, fuck my life.
You were robbed.
That misses.
Alright, sickle.
That one
Yay!
hits.
I'll psychic blade that as well. Roll 3d6. Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Very nice to see the chan.
Calderax.
Hold on. I've forgotten what that does. Anyway, I shall try another spell. What have I got here? Fuck it. Fuck it! I'm going to toddle up behind her. And I am going to go.
Okay. That'll hit.
And fuck it, do I have? I've got another third level. I've got at least another one left. I've got 2 third levels. So
Maybe keep one in case demon.
Wow. You just obliterated her.
Well, that's 37.
Well, she had 10 hit points left, so she collapses to the ground, and
you're gonna hypnotize me, bitch.
a tail sprouts from underneath her, and giant leathery wings just unfold as she falls over.
That was a bit overkill, mate.
You're not gonna question the tails and wings sprouting from this woman.
Well, no, because we literally just saw it from the other guy, who, by the way, just run off into the sewer.
At this point, Neferin and Barum arrive.
Sap!
And as you look up at Barum, you just see the elven head just kind of fall out of his head a little bit.
Roll out of the side of the head.
And then he straightens it back up again.
I'm just, okay,
The
I'm just
elven
gonna go.
head Hold on. The elven head of the thing I was carrying then.
Yes.
Oh, what the fuck?
I'm gonna drop the corpse.
Barham arrives and basically an elf just vomits out of his upper half.
Does this woman, does she still look like Thessaly, just she's now got wings and a tail?
She looks full on demonic creature at this point.
We got company. Also, maybe we should move more in the middle, because we're literally in the...
Oh yeah.
We're making great use of this play space.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Like walls.
Let me add my guards in, and then I'll move everybody over.
Can you not?
You know what? The worst is, I think we can take them.
Honestly speaking, probably.
As you guys charge into the courtyard, Nephirin and Barham, about 8 red plume guards sort of follow you in, look down and see the corpse of what was Thessaly. Look at you with weapons drawn.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've only got my hands up.
Can they see that it was Thessaly, or are they more intrigued by the now?
The now demonic creature that was Thessaly. They can't tell who it was.
Okay.
Anymore.
It is armed with a pearl-handled dagger, though.
It is armed with exactly the dagger that was used to kill her.
And there should be the rest of the dress.
Yes, which is about the same play. Anyway, either way, guards have come in.
Guards have come in. They are aghast. Stay put. Lower your weapons.
Fuck
Neffs,
no.
Neffs would have been back on her back for running,
Yeah.
so she's unarmed technically at the moment to them.
Oh yeah. Technically, if you put our weapons away, that's gonna ruin the illusion.
Put them down then.
Yeah, I put mine down.
Cataracts hasn't got no weapons, so...
Yeah, well, suck a dick, Calyrax.
Baru
Squeak.
would have taken his weapons, put his weapons back, because holding corpse. So...
Squeak will drop her short bow. I am a friend. Stay put. We will
I'm not
fetch.
looking good on persuasion.
We shall fetch the seneschal, and then
I'm just preparing myself for a fight.
they scatter and leave one of them with you.
No.
One of them? Oh, that was a mistake.
What do you do?
Honestly, kill him and leave. I'd say.
Weak, and we won't get out of here alive.
What was the sewers that the thing went into?
There is a drain cover here that he appeared to be trying to open before Malzere and Calderax caught up with him.
And he went through it.
He got away.
So we can use that and get away.
I could do I have something that can... I mean...
How much health does this guy have?
If you're confident you can get it... If you're confident you can get that up, Barham, I can do something about him.
Get that, what? No.
Fuck it! Fuck it. Fuck it. Actually, no. There's no point in doing it any higher level because it's just gonna allow me to target someone else. So, Wrong person!
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's Squeak.
What's your save?
That's a 16.
Wisdom save.
He rolls a 12, and you can see his...
So, it was kind of sorry about this.
Yeah, right, run!
Petrificus Totalis.
That cracked up!
Does that just hold him from moving? So
Yes.
can we turn him around?
In theory, yes.
And
Thought
spank him.
being, if we turn him around and then quietly lift the cover, we might be able to slip out without him being able to see what we're doing. Just to,
Yeah.
delay them a little bit.
And also, something I want Carrot to quickly do while just wants to because we always kind of like presume that they've all got like parchment and something to write with them.
Yeah.
He's going to quickly pull out a thing and write, "This was Thessaly. She was demon," and then put it on the body. If it's like a horn, he's just going to like put it on the horn. And then let whoever's going to open that grate open the grate.
I will assist Barham if Barham is going to do it.
Barham is strong boy.
This was Thessaly. She was demon. Smoochies.
Yeah, little winky face, kiss.
So I assume like it's here.
Yeah,
Right.
make me a strength check with advantage as Neferin is assisting you.
21.
You easily heave the heavy metal grate out of the way and roll it to one side. And you can all dive down into the sewers and make your way back through.
I will put the crate back behind us. Like, make sure that it's covered again, so that they don't just see that the crate, the fucking thing is open and we went through there.
And
We'll have done that without verbalising that we're going down there.
Lots of pointing and mouthing.
Yeah.
I will actually do the bird flapping sound that I was told to do in case of alert sound. Like flap, 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 flap.
and as you guys make your way back through the sewers, the disguised self person drops.
Oh.
Like hands melt away from pale skin to just black ones.
Squeak slowly shifts back into full bird form.
Oh, I was getting used to this.
Kind of, still. Oh, that's a point. Kind of uncomfortably unwraps tail from a leg.
Yes.
Like that all day.
Aw.
Oh. It's just walking along like when you're trying to stretch your arm out, but he's doing it with his tail.
That feels nice.
Oh, you have no idea. You guys will have no idea.
Suddenly, Barroom was very happy that he had the water just to his feet. Suddenly, is up to the waist. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Squeak will turn to you, Caldrax, and say, "It goes perfectly with your butt."
I know it does, darling.
Don't call it darling.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling.
Stop! Runs up.
Well, obviously you want me to call you it rather than...
Oh, suck a dick!
Wow, just wow.
I know, right? Now let's go.
Let's go. Where do we go?
Also, Squeak, do light up a
Um,
torch.
Yeah.
Should we try and make
Ah,
our way
yes.
back to where that woman let us into the sewers?
Can I figure out where whatever that melted away went? Did he actually get down through the
You
sewers or not?
you can't tell because he was on a different plane of existence, so he made no tracks here to follow. Unfortunately. What you do is you make your what you do.
We're in a sewer.
You do manage to make your way back to eventually to Elventree through the sewer network to get out of Hillsfar, and then you make your way up the hidden entrance that you crept down into.
Being careful to cover tracks where we might leave them.
Sensible.
Yes.
Oh, blimey, don't knock that over.
Threw it on the ground.
And you make your way back to Elventree, and Elenil is waiting for the information. And when you arrive, she is joined with I can't remember her name.
The girl that allowed us in.
No, bear with me one moment while I look it up. Where is it? Wait.
Who are you looking for?
Oh, here it is. It's in this one. It is the woman who was in the Hall of the Unicorn when you went there. It is Serena.
There we go.
She and Serenia are waiting for you in the Hall of the Unicorn. And you make your way in there, and Serenia has prepared honey cakes and a steaming pot of tea.
Oh god, I love coming to this temple.
And sat in the room with you and Serenia and Elenil. A third NPC, a third important person arrives, holding a large, gnarled black staff, with olive skin and short black hair and indigo blue eyes, is a young woman in light leather armor and a brown coat. And the staff itself towers over her head by about 2 feet.
Wow.
And
Human?
she is human. She is Tetherian of origin.
Cool.
And she enters and sits and keeps the staff in her hand.
And who, may we ask, is this?
My name is Vajra. Vajra.
Does that name ring a bell with anyone?
Who here has been to Waterdeep?
Me.
I would have thought Caldrax would have at one point or another.
And Squeak.
Squeak. Squeak won't have. Oh no, Squeak will probably have learned this. Malzere, Calderax, and Barham, you can all make me history checks.
Why me?
You're a bard. Bards know things.
No, I know nothing of any sort.
Okay, I don't know why I did that at advantage. I can roll again, or you can take the 17.
I'll take the 17. Vajra is the Blackstaff of Waterdeep.
What does that mean?
The Blackstaff is effectively the magic one of the magical leaders of Waterdeep.
Like she's in charge of all magical affairs, basically.
She is in charge of the Blackstaff Tower, where they train wizards and sorcerers and things.
And things.
And things what do magic like.
And is the holder of the Black Star.
And she is the holder of the Blackstaff, which is what she is holding. literally in her hand.
She takes that title very seriously.
She is the 7th Black Staff to have existed, and recently took the position last year at this point.
Okay.
So, yes.
We
Realizing my good lady Blackstaff.
Right.
I've heard a great deal about your exploits. Golden Tooth.
Hey, thanks, spreading.
Our extremely successful exploit, I hope.
Those are the ones that stories tend to spread about.
Well, I don't know. Some people are very, very useless in their story spreads. Anyway.
Regardless, we have a story that we wish to cut short. Torin Normathal, First Lord of Hillsfar. I believe that if we replace him as First Lord, we open up Hillsfar to being a much more...
Are you proposing we assassinate him?
I am proposing, personally as Blackstaff, no such thing.
Right.
But were that sort of thing to occur in a way that was not traceable back to myself, I feel that that would be advantageous.
So, off the record.
Yes. Replaced.
Replaced.
So you want him, if death occurs, oh well, or if we can find some other way of just permanently removing him.
Yes.
That's good too.
And who would replace him?
We have a number of people within the Resistance, as they have chosen to name themselves, who are more open-minded, who would like a shot at the role.
Okay.
So someone who's not a bigot, that's a first step.
Yes, someone who would be a more prosperous, more gregarious leader of the town.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So,
always a plus.
and to be perfectly frank, anyone other than him will be an imp.
Now you have his travel information, I'm led to believe.
Yes, strange. He's going by a coach company called Thomas Cook.
Let me have a look.
We do. That will give Squeak some time to draw it out properly, I guess.
Squeak finishes drawing it out. And actually, let's say we will stop here for now and come back to this next time.
I would try
Unless-
and get higher than that, but it's physically impossible.
Squeak will draw out the plans, and the Blackstaff and Elenil. Amy, you sound like a mouse, says Waffle Man.
Well, you can suck a dick.
And the Blackstaff and Elenil will go over them and suggest that you reconvene the following day to discuss finalized plans.
All right. During that little downtime, then, can I play my song to the team? And by me, I mean Malzari.
Yes, I think during the
Alright.
evening you make your way into the tavern.
Alright, well... Just imagine that there's a loop playing as I'm doing this, okay?
I will stop the music.
Alright. So, I'd say work in progress-ish. But I thought I'd do something to boost morale. Wanna hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Alright, no, it's not. Okay. Nephrin is the leader, she knows her way about. Barum is the brute with brawn, he'll give your head a clout. Squeak is here and then she's there, so keep your eyes affixed. And Calderax is never lax, he'll give your wounds a fix. When beasts begin to bother you, you charge into the scrap. But when you all begin to fall, it all turns a bit crap. But I have a solution here to brighten up the day. You gotta perk up, listen up, suck it up and do it my way. My way, my way, my way, my way, my way, my way. Da-dun.
In the corner of the table, you see Barum starts like having tears in his eyes. And he just looks at Master. He's like, the first time I got my name in a song.
Aww. I'll write many more about you then, mate.
Waffleman says, "Queen, I need this, please." Clap noises, and Da Wong guy rolled a natural 20.
Thank you. We'll buy you a drink
Thank
for
you,
this.
Waffle Man.
Squeak, when you say that, says, "Let's drink!" and then makes the clanking noise of mugs clashing together.
And we get pissed off our heads.
And turn up to the meeting tomorrow absolutely still trashed.
"Bartender, drinks for me and my friends," says Squeak, who can apparently hold his liquor, her liquor. Da
And he
Wong
says-
guy, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the final boss fight party. Take up your sword and let's take this final boss fight on together.
Way.
The final boss fight at present is Drinkies, apparently.
Apparently, it's Drinky Poos. We shall wrap up the story for now here. We will be back next week as the group go on a daring mission to infiltrate Torin Normathal's travel plans as he goes to investigate the way down. For now, guys, I will be back on Friday with Amy, Sean, Ben, and Michael, as we will be taking up the Ministry of Extra Mundane Affairs. The year is 1941. It is Britain. There is a war on, and the group are the thin line between the normal people and the magical threats of all the magic stuffs. So tune in as they hopefully keep back the growing tide of potentially Nazi magical shiz.
Don't worry, I'm a wizard, Harry.
That's like the most bored sounding anyone has ever managed to say.
Oh,
I'm a-
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a wizard, Harry.
just if like Hagrid had gotten there and he'd like been to like 14 wrong houses that night.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you, Harry.
Are you Harry? Oh, about fucking time. Oh, you're a wizard or something.
On Sunday, we rejoin the Tomb of Annihilation crew as they make their way through the Tomb of Annihilation. They'll get annihilated in a tomb.
Probably.
That is the name of the game. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully they finish the death curse. On Monday, Sean and myself will be joined by hopefully Jennifer, Michael, and Chris again as we continue on the Sky Factory. And this time, hopefully, I get to start automating things and Sean gets to start building things.
I get to do something other than teabagging for trees.
Yes. Next Wednesday we'll be back for more of this, as that thing I said earlier will be happening. Friday next week, I don't know what is happening. And then Sunday that week, we pick up in the aftermath of the thing that just happened.
That we will not name.
Spoilers.
I said we will not name.
I didn't know. I just started crying. It's all.
But in an episode that is currently titled on Twitch as Those Left Behind. Those left behind have to work out where do we go from here.
Tavern seems a good choice to start.
And so we will pick up with that. For now, guys, thank you for joining. Thank you for Dawongai for following, and especially if you are sold on a bard who performs their own ballads. We got a bard in the form of Amy. We will be back real soon. Let's go over to the credits screen and roll those credits.
Woo!
Woohoo! My mom on TV.
Bye, guys.